Well, welcome. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. My name is Nada St. Germain, and I'm excited to have this topic tonight. And this has been in conversation a lot around me this month, actually, especially at my yoga studio, and I work out at a fitness club, and a few people have been commenting on um, just my fitness level and my age. And I'm going to be 60 in a couple of years, and it's kind of odd to say that because I know Maryllen, you're already there, but you have aged completely gracefully, which is so awesome. And staying active for me was really, really important, and feeling younger. I think that's really important. And I love Tracy's word today was pro-aging instead of anti-aging. So we're going to be talking about cellular nutrition and just really how I like to say, to live until you die. Right. So you really want to enjoy life and be active and spend time with your family. And if you have grandkids, just be active with your kids and grandkids. So we're going to be talking a little bit about, what some of the things that we could be doing or improve or maybe doing more of or doing less of to help to keep our bodies healthy and strong and vibrant. And Diane Clayton, she's on our scientific advisory board. She's the International Director of Research and Innovation. And I've had several conversations with her because I'm in awe at how active she is. She's in her 70s and she does marathons and incredible shape. And, I've had so many conversations on, the things that we need to do. And she really believes in healthy eating, exercise, and good quality supplements. And boy, to have, Diane on our scientific advisory board, we're blessed to have someone like that just able to do this research for us and develop the most incredible products that just play a really big role in helping us slow aging. And when you're looking at cellular nutrition and anti-aging, there's a chronological age, which is how long you've actually existed. And then there's your biological age, which is how old your cells actually are. And, so the biological age is a measurement of your age based on various biomarkers, a number that can change due to lifestyle and other health factors. And knowing your biological age is an effective way of determining your rate of aging. Okay, and I was so excited to have to share Laura May Culver's story. When she came back after her appointment with this doctor, she was so excited, and I'm just going to have her share that, or the doctor's going to share it. Hopefully, you can hear it.
Many mentioned believe the insufficient people getting older. So Laura's impulse drop, so she now start aging process internal. So that's still keep young. That's the hope everybody. And looks very good, Laura. Thank you.
So, Doc, are you saying I'm getting younger on the inside?
Inside, there's an impulse tell me the internal age, how old internally. So if the insufficient pulse getting weaker, you'll be getting older. You start aging process. But from pulse, I don't feel right now. You still have good impulse.
Good impulse.
Yeah, strong impulse.
Yay!
Yeah.
So what Laura May was repeating kind of what he said, because as you can see, it was really hard to hear him. So when he had done some tests on Laura May's, because she's been seeing Dr. Lee for many, many years, and Laura May's been on the products for, I think, 14 years, I think it is now. And when I met Laura May in a skate park, she was very unwell. She was underweight, and she said she felt like an old lady. Like she was really, really struggling with her health. And anyways, long story short, she got on the supplements, changed her eating habits, started exercising. And after many tests with Dr. Lee, every time he goes to see her, he says, "You're not aging. You're getting younger on the inside." So it was kind of cool. But I thought I'd share that with you. And I've actually heard other people get these tests done in the States, where they can actually test your biological age, which is kind of cool. So, anyways, and then I like to share my mom's story because my mom had a lot of health challenges, and some of it was gut related. So we were able to kind of get that balanced. And here's someone that has been my goodness, on the products with me for 35 years. And I would truly, say that the quality of life that she's been an amazing mom, an amazing grandma. Oh my gosh, she came to almost every football game and basketball game and with my kids and just very active and does a lot of yoga and gardening. And she's gonna share just something that happened about 20 years ago.
Hi, I'm here with my mom. My name is Nada. My mom's name is Emma. I always say this is my mom. And I just wanted to share with you that over 30 years ago, when I introduced my mom to Neolife, it was for arthritis, aches and pains, and fibromyalgia. And she's had great results. But about 20 years ago, so I guess 10 years after being on the products, later on, she went for her physical and she was diagnosed with osteopenia. So I'm going to have her share what the doctor told her and how the Neolife products turned that around.
Well, she said that my bones, they got worse and I could develop osteoporosis, so that I should increase my calcium. And she did want to put me on a drug, but she explained it to me. She said there are side effects, and she says that sometimes they do more harm than help. So I decided not to take the drug, and I talked to Nana, and we increased my calcium. And for a whole year, I waited a year for my next physical when they did my bone density. She couldn't believe it how well my bones had improved. And ever since, I'm fine. I am due for, it's been 2 years now, they haven't done a test because of COVID. But I will as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I'm very active in my garden, and also I think that helps too.
Yeah, so I think around that time too, not only did she increase her calcium, we increased it to around 1,500 milligrams, but she also started yoga. And I think doing some weight bearing exercises really helps. So combination of supplementation with whole food calcium from Neolife and also doing some weight bearing exercises, she was able to bring her bone density back. And so we're really excited and we just want to share that information with you.
So just another story on aging and just how good nutrition can play such a role. Because when you look at what's happening all over the world with chronic disease, it's higher than ever before. It really is an epidemic. When you're looking at heart disease, cancer, diabetes, stroke, and chronic respiratory diseases, all of these are part of the aging population. And one thing that we really understand now, and we know that you can really end this trend of chronic disease through nutrition and through good diet, through weight management, physical activity, and so the solution is really clear. When you're looking at the foods that we should be eating more of, good quality meats and fish and eggs or naturally cured versions, or if you're vegetarian or vegan, there's so many options out there with tofu, tempeh, but make sure it's not genetically modified. That's really, really important if you're turning to some of these foods. And natural fats, good quality fats from animals, butter, ghee, olives, avocado, coconut, extra virgin olive oil, nuts and seeds, or cold pressed nut and seed oils. So you have to be really careful again with seed oils. So make sure they're cold pressed and good quality oils. And then, your fresh fruit and veggies that we hear, fermented dairy, fruit and vegetables, probiotic foods, legumes, and whole grains. So these are all the foods, that we should be eating more of to make sure that our bodies are getting the nourishment that they need. And we need to kind of slow down a little bit in the sugar intake and processed foods, refined grains, which is really difficult to stay away from, guys. And we're going to be talking a little bit about this as we journey through this presentation, because our grains today are no longer the same grains that we were eating 70 years ago. So, all our grains are processed. So it's kind of a challenge. And again, alcohol, artificially sweetened products that are flavored, or even colored foods is something we need to stay away from. Or low, I know sometimes it's impossible, especially with our kids. But even industrially created vegetable oils like canola, corn, soy, sunflower, margarine, and shortening. Again, these are all the things that we really need to stay away from, or very minimal. So it's really obvious when you're looking at the problem, when you're seeing what's happening with chronic disease. It really is too much of the bad stuff and not enough of the good stuff. So this is where we could make these changes, especially if you want to live a longer, healthier life. And the challenge though is, this was me. I used to think, oh, I eat right, but I eat right, right? You hear that even from some people today, but in a study of nearly 21,000 people, not even one got just the 10 specific essential nutrients researchers were looking for in their regular diet. And that's kind of scary. And so, two independent studies show incredible nutrient depletion in our food in about 50 years. So, for example, spinach, iron dropped 21%, vitamin A by 38%, and vitamin C by 60%. So, it's a challenge to, to try to find these nutrients in our food just because of the soil depletion. And even apples, like look at the iron content. Look how many apples you'd have to eat, as opposed to 1 hour, one apple back in 1950. Okay, so it's a big, big challenge, and even our grains. So we talked a little bit about the grain there, and our grains are no longer whole. They are milled, they're processed. They used to grow the wheat, make the flour, make the bread, and our grains were full of nutrients, full of good quality fats. They had a day shelf life. Now, how long do our breads last, right? They last weeks. They remove all these critical oils because they needed to find a way to have our foods last longer on the shelf. And they remove the precious oils, all these critical nutrients, your white flour, starch, protein, gluten. And, when I looked at Neolife 35 years ago, I was tired. I had hormonal issues. I had really bad PMS, and I was a police officer in the city working shift work and just really struggled with fatigue. And when I heard that these oils played a big role in balancing and regulating hormones, I was really curious to give these products a try. And I didn't know that this was happening to our food supply, and many don't even know today. Supplementation was something that I did turn to when I first looked at Neolife. I was very skeptical, but I'd heard some amazing stories of people having success, like my neighbor who shared Neolife with me. But when you're looking at supplements, who do you trust? We have Maryllen Vandenbrink, our holistic nutritionist, joining us all the way from Florida. She's been away for a few months, and she's joining us tonight just to share a little bit about some of the challenges, Maryllen, when it comes to supplementation.
Yeah, thank you, Nada. That's so true, because I know when I took my holistic nutrition course, there is so many products out there, and everybody says their product is the best. And a lot of people think just because something is in a store that it's safe. But as you can see from this study, hidden dangers lurk in these over-the-counter supplements. They tested 776 products, and they were marketed as dietary supplements that contain hidden active ingredients that were unsafe or unstudied. So that's kind of scary, because it makes you think, like, what am I supposed to look for in a supplement? And the Consumer Report in December of 2020 found the FDA finds hidden drugs in nearly 50 of the dietary supplements sold on Amazon and eBay. And I see so many people buying from these places. And you know what? It's just not a safe place to buy from at all. So, but the label says, because people think, well, because I look at a lot of products and you see the label and it looks pretty good, but then you see joint supplement contains undeclared drug. So they found omega-3, glucosamine, curcumin on the label of products sold in Walmart, but they didn't contain this at all. And they also found that they contained an anti-inflammatory drug that could cause heart attack, stroke, bleeding, or serious side effects. So that's probably why they felt better, because of the drug, but it's not a safe way to go at all. And here's another study where GNC, Walmart, and Target, and Walgreens, they found herbals that didn't even contain the herbs on the label. And I know when the University of Guelph did the study here in Canada, where they tested health food stores and drugstores, they found some of the products had 0% of the active ingredient. So this is really scary, because the testing found things like powdered rice, beans, peas, wild carrots, fillers. That's not going to make us feel better. And that's not part of our human food chain that we should be eating when we think that we're getting a supplement that has something that's going to help us. And a lot of people don't know, but the #1 counterfeit nutritional supplement is fish oils. And everybody's taking fish oils these days, because people are creating fake fish oils. So it's very, very important to trust who you're dealing with when you're getting omega-3s from fish. So to tell you a little bit about who Neolife is, because when I was introduced back 30 years ago, I asked the girl who introduced me, her husband was a coworker of my husband's, okay, what makes this different? And she said, all I know, it's made from whole food. It's been around since 1958, and I'm not sick and tired anymore. And when I heard that, I thought, wow, you look so, like I can see the results in you. But when you look at Neolife, they're like a worldwide nutrition company. They operate in over 50 countries around the world, and they're approved by every health board in all of these countries, and they meet or exceed the health standards. They're in business since 1958, and they're trusted by millions of satisfied customers and business partners. And I know, Nada, just like me, we have so many people who buy year. In fact, I just got a call yesterday from my very first customer who's bought from me every month for 30 years. And they have to get results to do that.
Absolutely.
So Neolife has kind of filled the gap of what's missing in our diet. Because as you know, Lancet did a study and they found we're missing critical nutrients. So Neolife has put together the Pro Vitality Pack, which is like an enhanced multivitamin to fill those gaps in our diet, because they know that we're not getting them in our food. And it was actually formulated by world-class scientists. Like the founder was Dr. Arthur First, who was one of the top toxicologists in the world. He actually was the co-founder of oral chemotherapy, but when he was doing his research in cancer, he found nutrients in food that prevent disease. And that's why he joined up with Neolife in the 1970s and set up our prestigious scientific advisory board of world-renowned scientists and researchers. And these scientists come right out in the field. Like if you go to convention in July, you'll get to meet 4 of the scientists at our, you actually hear it right from the source, and they're involved in the research and development. They're not just good looking doctors who endorse the product. Very, very unique. And they've identified that we're missing these nutrients. And as you can see, there's a picture of Nada and I with Dr. First. And I think that was about 28 years ago, Nada, which is a long, long time ago. And there's a picture of me when we were at the baseball game last year with my son and 2 of my granddaughters. And, I kind of feel like when I look back how I was 30 years ago with headaches and tired and stressed, there's no way that I would feel and look as good as I do now if I hadn't, absolutely joined up and, taken Neolife supplements and had a good lifestyle.
You truly are aging gracefully, Maryllen.
And Nada,
And
do you want to share the more details on the Pro Vitality?
absolutely. So you talked about, the science, a little bit about Dr. First and the team that have developed this amazing Pro Vitality Pack to fill the gaps that are missing in our diet. And we talked about the whole grain gap, right? And that's huge. Fruits and vegetables, omega-3. And this week, we like to call this a Cadillac of Maltese. It has a little bit of everything that we need to make sure that we're getting enough of in our diet. And this all plays a role at the cellular level because you're only as healthy as your cells, okay? You need to make sure your cells are getting fed properly, enhanced, especially for energy. And TRIAN plays such a big role. And these are the lipids and sterols that are derived from whole grain. But guess what? We can't get this oil in our diet anymore. Remember that picture where they, grind the wheat and make the flour? They don't do that anymore. It's gone. And our cells look like the cells on the left. We have trillions of cells, and we're basically as healthy as our cells. So if the nutrients aren't getting into the cell and waste is not leaving the cell membrane, that cell is kind of tired, it's sluggish, it's not absorbing nutrients efficiently. But as soon as you add the grain oils from Neolife, the TRIAN, all of a sudden the nutrients start getting into the cell and toxins start leaving the cell. This is so important for aging because you want to make sure that nutrients are getting in and waste is leaving out and is leaving. And Texas A&M University proved that your cells will absorb nutrients from your diet by 50% more, which is really, really powerful. And then there's your fruits and veggies. I mean, we hear all the time, oxidative damage. Well, that's what causes aging, guys. It's like metal on a car, right? When the metal is exposed to air, it oxidizes, right? It's rusting right in front of you. That metal is aging, okay? But our cells work just like that metal. So when you breathe in oxygen, guess what? you're oxidizing, you're destroying your cells. But there's something you can do. For example, with the metal on a car, they protect it with coating. Well, our cells are protected by antioxidants, and then from fruits and vegetables. And we should be eating up to 13 servings a day, and we're not. So this product called Carotenoid Complex, it was proven to boost your immune system 37% in 20 days. It protects your heart. And guess what? One of these in a month, after a month's supply of taking this Pro Vitality, is like consuming 80 pounds of fruits and vegetables in every box. Pretty powerful. Totally plays a role in slowing aging. And so does fish oil, omega-3, because inflammation is another root cause of disease, right? So it's hard to get these good foods to reduce inflammation, and omega-3 fish oil plays such a big role. But guess what? Our salmon oil has all 8 omega-3. Nobody has that. Tested for 200 contaminants, allowance of zero detection of mercury, toxins, lead, so important, and clinically proven reduce inflammation 68% in just 8 weeks. And when I met Maryllen and even my mom, and you're going to hear, I'm going to share Shelly's story. I've had people try so many fish oils on the market, no results. They start taking the Neolife salmon oil, and the results are incredible because it helps to reduce inflammation, and that's the key. Then there's a multi. When you throw this multivitamin in this beautiful pack, we literally call this a Cadillac of multi. So again, filling the gap as to what's missing in our diet. Now, protein also plays a really big role, Maryllen, in aging and slowing aging. And this is I have not gone a day without a Neolife shake in 35 years, other than when we do a detox. And, what's so unique about our replacement and our protein shake?
Yeah, the Neolife shake, the best part is it tastes absolutely amazing. It comes in 3 delicious flavors: vanilla, berry, and chocolate. And we need protein for collagen, for our skin, to slow aging. And the Neolife shake has been clinically proven. So many people, especially as we get older, it's really hard to control our weight. So it helps with weight loss, reduce body size, reduce body fat, cardioprotective, and it even lowers the BMI. So this was all published in the American College of Nutrition. So really good scientific study. And as you can see the stories, and the nice thing is with the Neolife products, it's a lifestyle change. It's not just a hypey diet where you lose weight and gain weight. You lose it and you keep it off. And so many people have had results. And this was one of my client's sister. Her name is Gabby, and she kind of went through a bit of a tragedy. She lost her husband very young. He was only 40 from complications of diabetes. 3 small kids. The youngest was only like 5 months old at the time. And she lost 30 pounds with the breakfast pack. She's an amazing role model for her kids. And the nice thing is, like, she's kept it off, right? And even 7 years later. And the Neolife, it has all 18 grams of high quality protein. There's a lot of different shakes out there, but they don't have the branched chain amino acids. It's not biologically complete with all 22 amino acids. Plus, it also has vitamins and minerals and 5 grams of fiber. So it's a really, and it keeps the blood sugar in the zone, because that's the key to burning fat and to also for energy. Because when your blood sugar gets low, you get tired, because you can see that red line there. If you're on that roller coaster, you store fat and you are exhausted. And it was clinically proven, again, for weight loss and body fat protection, BMI, reduce your body size and your heart. And this was published in the American College of Nutrition. And it's key for ending the trend of chronic disease. And when you look at the science of cellular energy, you hear a lot about bioenergetics, and that's keeping our cells young. And this is where Neolife introduced CoQ10. And why I was excited about this, because this is the only natural CoQ10 on the market. And it's made all from food, and it actually has a mitochondrial energy complex. So it gives our cells energy and keeps them young. And as Nada was talking about, that unhealthy cell without those lipids and sterols, where you can't get the nutrients in, and the good fats, well, Neolife is like a world leader in cellular nutrition. So when you look at the cell membrane structure and function, it's made of that fatty layer, right? So it's so important to keep that fatty layer healthy. And it also has proteins in there as well. And the CoQ10 is like the spark of life. That's what gives our cells like the sort of like that kickstart to produce energy. Very, very important. And the sad thing is like everything else, when we get, what happens as we get older, our CoQ10 levels drop drastically. So as you can see, when we're 20, we're like at 100%. But even at 40, we're like, we've lost half of it. 60, we're really low. And by 80, we've lost, 3/4 of it. Really, really. So it declines. And it isn't in a lot of our foods anymore. A lot of it is processed out of our foods. So it's very difficult to get it in our diet. And another key is a lot of common medications deplete CoQ10, especially things like statins, which are given for cholesterol. So here it shows what happens when you take one of these statin drugs for high cholesterol. It actually interrupts that pathway. So now your body, it does lower the cholesterol, but it also lowers your CoQ10 levels. So by taking the Neolife CoQ10, it helps restore the CoQ10 that's depleted by these drugs. Very, very important. Because you think about it, the heart is the biggest muscle in the body, right? If it doesn't have the key nutrients, you're actually stressing your heart, which is the whole problem in heart disease, right? So low CoQ10 can reduce muscle function. That's why a lot of people on statin drugs get muscle pain. It reduces our energy, but it also increases our risk of many diseases such as cancer, diabetes, heart disease, neurodegenerative diseases, cognitive decline, and migraine headaches. So very, very important. And this is where the Neolife has the CoQ10 solution to help support heart health and cellular energy. It's an incredible product. It's naturally sourced, and it has that mitogenic phytolipid and sterol blend. So you get some lipids and sterols, what Nana talked about from the grains, those are also in the CoQ10. And it also has polyphenols, and they're powerful antioxidants, and L-cysteine. So it has a lot of nutrients in there. And it's got what we call the 3D advantage. And what that basically means is it disintegrates in as little as 2 minutes so that it can dissolve and disperse and get into our cells. So Neolife tests all their products for what they call bioavailability, which means that it gets into the body. And as you can see, once you have the Neolife CoQ10, you're up in that 100% area. And it makes a huge difference. And we have many people who have taken it and have very, very good results. And it's a powerful nutrition to promote cellular energy, boost overall energy and stamina, helps with your heart health, enhances muscle cell energy production and renewal. So after you work out, you don't feel as much muscle pain. Supports new muscle development and retention, reduces muscle pain with statin use. It also protects our brain, cognitive health, so important. Healthy vision and hearing, and it also helps alleviate chances of migraines. So it has many, many benefits. And here's my friend Heather, who's still very active. And Heather, would you like to share your story? Because you've got an incredible story.
Sure, thank you very much, Maryllen. Basically, I was in my mid-40s. I was teaching full-time at elementary school, and I was feeling very, very stressed, very, very tired, overwhelmed. And I remember, and this was 26 years ago, right? I remember feeling, if I'm feeling like this in my 40s, what am I going to be like in my 60s? I mean, I really thought that. And it was not a happy prospect. I was really worried. And luckily, I was introduced to Neolife by my friend who was a volunteer in my school library. And really, that picture of the cell, how the unenergetic cell becomes the energetic cell. When I started on the basic pack, it was like my cells woke up. And it was just a matter of a few short weeks, and I felt the difference. And that's the difference with Neolife. You feel the difference. So I hadn't even had the energy to do anything after work. I was tired. Well, I started getting my energy back. Even my mood was better. I had more optimistic outlook. And I thought, yeah, I can do something after supper. So I actually started teaching Tai Chi. When our daughters went off to university and we had more time, we went back to golf and curling. I still do the sliding delivery and curling. I'm now 72, almost 72 in a couple of months. And pickleball, love to play pickleball. And I noticed that a lot of my friends who have been in these sports, gradually they're either giving them up or having to really limit what they do because joints are breaking down, they don't have the muscle strength, they don't have the stamina. And that's what I have. Like, I just love it. It gives me a lot better quality of life. I have a lot more fun. And, people actually don't think that I look my age. So I think that's a good thing when you're over 70. Anyway, so that's, I can't say enough about how this has helped me to age in an active way and those sports helps you stay connected. It's social. You get out, you're active, and you're enjoying life. And that's all a big part of aging well.
That is so true, Heather. And you definitely do not look like you're almost 72 years old. Like, you look fantastic. And it's so great to, like you said, to be able to do the things you want to do, like run with your grandkids and enjoy life. And yeah, I was playing pickleball last night. It's fact. That's for sure. And Shelley, would you like to share your story?
Ellen, Shelley just texted she's not able to jump on, but I just wanted to share her story because it's pretty powerful. When I met her 14 years ago, she was getting her knee scoped and she had to wear neoprene braces on her knees. She couldn't run or cycle without these braces, and she couldn't run at all, actually. And she had been taking supplements, the salmon oil, a glucosamine, with no results. And anyways, long story short, I bumped into her at an event, shared a little bit about the Neolife difference. She got on the products, and man, you should see her now. We went fat wheel biking in the Arizona desert a few years ago. She skis, she cycles. You should see how much the weight that she squats. Absolutely incredible. And she's in her 60s as well. So here's just another dear friend that's aging gracefully. So that's Shelley, my dear friend Shelley. And now I'm going to have a young gun hop on. Another young gun. Rachel, our holistic nutritionist. She's new to our Neolife team, but boy, her journey in a short time has been incredible. Welcome, Rachel.
Thanks, Nada. Yeah, I turned 39 this year, so my number doesn't seem that young, but I definitely feel like I am aging backwards, even though I have just been on the products for a little over 6 months now. And I started my career as a nurse, and I left that after 8 years to focus on my own health and take control of some issues that I was facing. And I did notice some results with changes to my diet and lifestyle, but I was going over what all the things I've noticed in the last 6 months a few days ago. And I was actually really surprised when I started writing out my list. And I think the biggest thing that I've noticed is energy. And I think everyone who's shared tonight has mentioned that in some way or the other. And for myself, struggling with low thyroid, energy is always something that I'm kind of chasing. And especially in the winter time, I always notice a big plummet in my energy. But this year was different, and I didn't have any struggles with that. And doing calls at this time of night was always something that I dreaded, and I absolutely look forward to these calls every week. So yeah, that energy piece is huge. And a couple other things that I've noticed is this joint pain that I had developed a couple years ago has completely disappeared in the short time that I've been using the products. And I'm also 7 months pregnant, so that has been a real blessing for me after struggling for about 3 years to get pregnant. And I was really nervous about the stability of the pregnancy early on, and I really feel like Neolife has helped me have a very healthy pregnancy. I feel really great this time around. And um, one little thing that I'll share is that shortly before I became pregnant, I saw a nutritionist. Even though I'm a nutritionist myself, sometimes we have to reach out to somebody else. And she had started me on a whole list of new supplements. And once I became pregnant, I reached out to the company. I thought it was a company that I could trust, and I was told to stop all of them. So I wasted hundreds of dollars on these supplements that I could no longer take. So it was a real blow. Like, it was such a waste of money. Um, and yeah, so lots of really great things that I've experienced. One other one that I didn't realize I had a problem, but I really have found that my mental clarity and my mood has improved in the last 6 months. And I didn't think I was having trouble focusing, but I just feel like it's that much better now. So yeah, Neolife has definitely been a game changer for me. And even though, like I said, it's only been about 6 months, I do feel like I'm aging backwards.
That's great, Rachel. Thank you so much. I know you're helping a lot of your clients now, and you're looking forward to sharing with people as you build your nutrition business. And yeah, you're definitely going to be impacting lives. So welcome to the team. And even your
Thanks.
little guy, even your son loves the product. So it's so awesome. Start them young. And then, another thing that I want to focus on is another product that we have that is a game changer for me, especially with the activity that I do with my workouts, with stamina, endurance, and circulation. To have more energy, more stamina, endurance, to recover faster from workouts, to have activate heart health, brain power, immune health, and healthy inflammatory response. There's something out there that was discovered, my goodness, over 250 years ago. It's a miracle molecule, nitric oxide, was discovered back in 1772 by an English scientist and inventor, Joseph Priestley. And he identified several gases in our atmosphere, including nitric oxide and oxygen. And when you're looking at this research, but the first role related to human health wasn't discovered until the 1990s. And nitric oxide was produced naturally is produced naturally in our bodies. And three researchers received the Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine in 1998 for discovering that nitric oxide plays a key role in blood vessel relaxation. Nitric oxide is produced by virtually every cell in your body. Cells use nitric oxide to communicate with each other. Nitric oxide is critical for a wide variety of biologically functions related to human health. And nitric oxide is one of the most important molecules in human health. So look at it, helps with your heart, nervous system, immune system, respiratory system, your genitals, your excretory and endocrine systems. All of these systems depend on nitric oxide, or having enough nitric oxide in the body. It is definitely foundational. It is such a foundation for good health. And, it does increase blood flow, regulates immune function. Again, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antibacterial, protects the nervous system, learning and memory, and healthy aging. So this plays a key role in slowing aging. So when your nitric oxide production decreases with age. So again, just like that CoQ10, right? It's just a natural process of aging. And the body naturally produces nitric oxide and endothelial tissue, but our ability to produce nitric oxide decreases with age. So when you're looking at nitric oxide, decreases up to 85% by the time we are in our 60s. So I'm getting there, guys. So I really am so grateful to have this. And I know, Heather, this is one of your favorites as well. Low nitric oxide, again, with cellular aging. So you want to make sure you're getting enough nitric oxide in your body, because it can lead to chronic illness. Okay, this is so important. So low nitric oxide equals disease, hypertension, arteriosclerosis, erectile dysfunction, depression, anxiety, obesity, macular degeneration, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, which are all considered age-related diseases. So if you want to slow this down, put a halt, Nitric oxide, okay? Where do you get nitric oxide? Vegetables are the biggest, most important source of dietary nitrates. Dietary nitrates from green leafy vegetables and beets convert into nitric oxide through the digestive process. Kelly, I love this product. I get so excited when I talk about nitric oxide and our new product, Upbeat, that we launched a few years ago. Most people don't get enough nitric oxide, or sorry, these dietary nitrates. The USDA and the World Health Organization recommends 5 servings or 400 grams of fruits and vegetables per day, but over 100 studies from around the world show that we ideally need 10 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. I don't know about you. I try to eat this every single day. It's a challenge, and I make an effort every single day. Nitric oxide activation blend is what's in our Upbeat. It's made from beets, kale, Joseph coat, which is red spinach. Beets and red spinach contain betalains, which makes these vegetables red in color. It also helps with healthy inflammatory response and has antioxidant properties. Dietary nitrates also help with heart health, which is so important for blood pressure, vascular health. A recent clinical trial showed that normal blood pressure and improved function in only 4 weeks. We've had amazing results and success stories with people struggling with blood pressure having really good results with Upbeat. Your brain, again, on beets, younger, improves reaction time in seniors. 1 juice of beetroot can improve cognitive performance. So again, brain food. Here's our Upbeat for stamina, endurance, circulation. It does all of these amazing things in our body, and I love it. I use it as a pre-workout, and then I have Elevate as an energy kind of boost after my workout, especially if I have an intense workout. But here's just a quick little video, not very long, but it's fun. Put it in my protein shake. So there's many different ways of using this product. Some of you are probably, actually, before I continue on, I just want to clarify Laura May's testimonial with the Chinese practitioner. His name was Dr. Cha. I think I said his name wrong, and he's a Chinese medicine practitioner. So I just wanted to clarify that just to make sure, because I think I made an error when I was talking about him. So Dr. Cha. So that's Laura May's story. So now, some of you are probably wondering, well, how do I get a hold of these amazing products? Well, what's really nice is Neolife has a free membership program. Becoming a club member is free, and that unlocks either a 10 or 20% discount on every order. There's loyalty dollars that you can earn. For example, you can get all your shipping back for being a loyal customer. And there's even a referral program where you can get your products for free. And then we have a promoter level that I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on, but man, where can you start a business in Canada for as little as $98 or $75 in the US? When I looked at this 35 years ago, I was really excited about sharing the products, not realizing the income potential. And as I shared and continued to share, my business started to grow, where I realized that I didn't want to be a police officer anymore, that I really wanted to have the time freedom to start my own business and to start a family. And that's another thing that can really happen, especially because this incredible product and what they can do. It really is about you, wellness, energy, slowing aging. That's what we're here for, to learn about. But if some of you are struggling financially, an extra $500 or $1,000 a month can truly impact your life, or you might even know somebody that might be in need, that's looking for a little side gig. And then there's a time freedom piece. If some of you are thinking, I'd like to build something for my future or into my retirement, this is something that you can do as you're helping others and truly impacting people's lives. And the community is amazing. We work together as a team and we really have a lot of fun and we travel together. So if you're kind of curious about that, just reach out to us, because the most dangerous risk of all is the risk of spending your life not doing what you want on the bet that you can buy yourself the freedom to do it later. When I was working those long hours and wondering how I was going to start a family, I was concerned. But I had this amazing opportunity where I was able to leave my police career, start my family. And, the memories that I have with, being at every football game, every basketball game, all their practices, and even traveling everywhere, it was something that I really wanted to do as a mom. And I knew I would not have been able to do that if I was working my long hours on the police force. So that is something that this kind of business opportunity can allow, is extra time freedom to do what you want and to spend time with the people that you love. And so some of the products we talked about tonight was the Vitality Pack. Maryllen talked about the protein shake. When you add it to the Vitality Pack, we call this a breakfast solution, which is definitely one of our best sellers. And then we have our weight loss solution for those of you that are looking at maybe shedding a few more pounds. So you can always look at having 2 protein shakes a day, but you can decide which program fits best for your lifestyle. And then there's a vegan option for those of you that are more plant-based and that prefer a vegan protein. And the referral program is amazing. You refer 3, you get your products for free. Oops. There we go. Oh, if you're just wanting to try the products, become a member, give them a try. If you're curious about that income piece, just reach out. We can guide you in that direction. And if you just want to learn more, that's okay too. Every Thursday, we do different topics. And Tuesdays, we do basic introductions. If you want to just introduce somebody to just what we do and who we are, just invite them to our Tuesday sessions. But if you want to learn a little bit more like you did tonight, just join us on our Thursday sessions. So I want to thank everyone that joined us tonight to share, Rachel and Maryllen and Heather, and those of you that recorded, sent me some recordings. Really appreciate the stories, because really it is about stories and changing people's lives. So again, I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. I will stop the recording and open up to any questions that you have. So thank you again all for joining us.